All right, students, hello and welcome to Chapter 12, Section 1, Day 1. I apologize for not being there today with you. I'm at home with my sick daughter, but even though I'm not there physically, know that I'm with you in spirit today, and I'm going to guide you through our entire day today because I'm an absolute control freak. So, let's get ready to go and have a great Monday. Our Win the Day message for today is we don't get burned out because of what we do. We get burned out because we forget why we do it. Purpose keeps you fresh. So ask yourself, what is your purpose? What's your goal? What drives you? You always have to remind yourself of that. If you don't constantly remind yourself of that, like the quote says, you get burned out. Today in class, we're going to do an opener. Then we're going to talk about your test that you took on Thursday. Then we will have a 12.1 introduction lesson. You'll have a little bit of in-class practice. And then your assignment for today is to watch the 12.1 Part 1 teaching video. All right, class, we're going to start with this opener here. Obviously, you look at this stuff and you say, oh, this isn't new stuff. Well, yeah, it's a quick review of Chapter 9. Some of you guys are going to want to do a Chapter 9 retake, so this will be a good start on relearning some of the Chapter 9 information. This will also be good for those of you that need to finish your test or still need to take it. So I want everybody right now, if you're not done with your test, if you haven't taken your test, or even if you already have taken your test, I want everybody in the class to go ahead and complete these 4 problems. We will go ahead and pause the video and give you approximately 5 minutes to go through these problems. So go ahead and pause the video now. All right, hopefully everybody understood the class opener. The next thing for today is to go over your test. Tests that were turned in on Thursday are graded and they're posted online. So if you're curious of your grade, go on your online grades and check it. We're going to hand these back tomorrow in class and go over them. Retakes will then be available starting tomorrow, Wednesday. And if you are not done or have not taken it yet, you may do so right now. You'll take it in the back of the classroom. I do not want you out in the hallway. Take it in the back of the classroom, spread out. You can use a calculator. You can use your factor sheet, and you can use your flow chart. Those 3 things. No cell phones for calculators, though. You have to use an electronic calculator, no cell phones. All right? So tests, you'll get them back tomorrow. If you want to see your grade, check online. All right, students, today in class our objective is to go ahead and introduce to you Chapter 12, Section 1. That is the next unit that we will be covering here in Algebra 1. So Chapter 12, Section 1. You may want to take some notes today. These won't be graded notes or anything, but there's some key definitions that I mentioned today that some of you might already be aware of and understand, but some of you may not. So it might be a good idea just to have a piece of notebook paper out and write down some of these definitions that I'm mentioning on the video here as we go through it. The first definition I want to mention is a perfect square. A perfect square is a number that can be expressed as the product of 2 equal integers. And our second definition is the square root of a number. That's a value that when multiplied by itself gives you that number. So using those 2 definitions, guys, what I want you to do is go ahead and complete the perfect square portion of the 12.1 introduction worksheet. That's numbers 1 through 15 that you have in front of you. If you're someone that gets done before others, go ahead and become a teacher in the classroom and help those around you. And then when everybody's completed with this section, we will go ahead and move on to Section 2. Do not move on to Section 2 until we've had a chance to cover a little bit of the prerequisite material needed. So go ahead and pause the video now, and everybody complete numbers 1 through 15. All right, Part 2 of your worksheet in our lesson 12.1 introduction deals with approximating a square root. Obviously, every number does not have a square root that is a whole number. For example, the square root of 5 is 2.236, and so on. In this next section, I want you to state the whole numbers in which the square root lies between. So, for example, if I gave you the square root of 5, you would say between 2 and 3, because 5 is between the perfect squares 4 and 9. So using that information, go ahead and complete problems 16 through 21 on your worksheet. When you're done with 16 through 21, see if anybody around you needs help. When everybody in the class is done, we will go ahead and move on to the last and final section today. So go ahead and pause the video and work on numbers 16 through 21 on your worksheet. All right, the last part of our teaching day today is lesson 12.1 introduction, is the factor tree part. Factor trees are going to be very important to us here in chapter 12, section 1. Everybody in here is going to need to be able to create a factor tree. A factor tree is a special diagram where you find the factors of a number. Then the factors of those numbers, then you factor those numbers until you cannot factor anymore. The result is all prime factors of the original number. So for example, 40, you write the number. Then you break it down into any two factors. You can choose any two numbers. I chose 4 and 10. Okay, now 4 and 10 can be broken down into 2 and 2 and 2 and 5. Remember, you continue factoring until the end of the branch is a prime number. Remember, a prime number is a number that's only divisible by 1 in itself. Then, when your branches end in prime factors, you go ahead and write those factors out. So 40 equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. Another example, 48. Well, when I think of 48, I think of 6 times 8. Then 8 can be broken down into 4 times 2. 4 can be broken down into 2 times 2. 6 can be broken down into 3 times 2. So 48 is the same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. So go ahead now, using that information on factor trees, go ahead and complete questions 22 through 27 on your worksheet. Go ahead and pause the video now. All right, now that you're done with that worksheet, we can go ahead and go over the answers together. The answers can either be posted up on the whiteboard, or if you guys want to read those out loud, that's fine too. Make sure you watch the 12.1 Part 1 teaching video on TitanAlgebra.blogspot.com tonight. Make sure this is viewed by tomorrow and you have notes taken. Once again, I apologize for not being there today, folks. I will be back tomorrow. Thank you for your hard work today. Have a great day.
Made with Doodlecast Pro.